They said it would just be another headline. Another flash of fire across the sky. Another conflict in the Middle East. Another round of retaliation. But yes, you felt something deeper. Wait. A trembling in your spirit. A pressure behind the panic. And a quiet, soul-stirring question that refuses to go away. What is God saying in all of this? Because what if I told you? You're not just witnessing history unfold. You're watching prophecy take shape in real time. What if I told you the trembling of nations, the cries from Jerusalem, and the defiant chants from Tehran are not simply political noise? They are divine echoes reverberating from ancient scrolls. What if your screen isn't just showing you chaos, but a countdown? The church used to know what time it was. There was a generation that watched, that waited, that wept when Israel wept and rejoiced when Jerusalem stood tall. But now, the church has grown sleepy. We scroll past news of airstrikes like it's background noise. We hear of threats from Iran and call it politics. We see Israel surrounded and think it's just another headline. But heaven doesn't see politics. Heaven sees a timepiece ticking. Not toward chaos, but culmination. You see, Israel is not just a nation. It's a signpost. Countdown clock. A living testimony that God is not done yet. Romans 11 doesn't whisper. It shouts that Israel's rejection is not final, and their restoration is part of the great mystery of redemption. Yet we, the grafted-in wild branches, act as if we've replaced her, as if we inherited the kingdom and abandoned the story. But God never abandoned His covenant. What He started, He will finish. He made a promise to Abraham. He wrestled with Jacob. He wept over Jerusalem. And He will return to Zion. When Jesus said, "Watch the fig tree," He wasn't giving gardening tips. He was giving us a divine directive. Watch Israel. Not because she's perfect, but because she's prophetic. Because when her land shakes, the heavens speak. Because her battles are never just hers, they're ours too. The enemy has always known this. That's why Pharaoh ordered Hebrew babies drowned. That's why Haman plotted a genocide. That's why Hitler lit the ovens. And that's why Iran chants, "Wipe Israel off the map." This hatred isn't random, it's ancient. It's not political, it's prophetic. The dragon of Revelation 12 has always pursued the woman clothed with the sun. The war is real. The rage is strategic. And it is escalating. But the church, oh, the church, we were meant to see it, to stand in the gap, not to fear, not to argue, not to hoard food in bunkers or panic buy supplies, but to pray, prophesy, to intercede, to burn with oil in our lamps while the rest of the world sleeps. You weren't born to scroll numbly through headlines. You were born to discern, to rise, to be a watchman on the wall, to cry out when others are silent, to carry a trumpet in one hand and the gospel in the other. So pray for the believers in Iran, the ones in hiding, the ones just now awakening, the ones who've heard the name of Jesus for the first time and are risking it all to follow Him. Pray for the underground church, the bold, the broken, the brave. Because when the Lord said He would pour out His Spirit on all flesh, He meant Persian flesh too. And don't forget this. Israel's survival is not luck. It's covenant. The sirens in Tel Aviv are not just warning systems. They are alarm clocks for the global church. The war rooms in Jerusalem are not just strategy centers. They are stages on which prophecy is being performed. And you are not a spectator. You are a participant, priest, prophet, an intercessor. You carry heaven's assignment in your soul. You don't need to panic. You need to perceive. You don't need to scream louder. You need to kneel deeper. Because the shaking isn't the end. It's the signal. The trumpet blast before dawn. The midnight cry echoing through the sleeping church. And you, yes, you have been given the grace to stay awake. So now I speak directly to your spirit. Wake up. Strengthen your knees. Oil your lamp. Stop cursing the darkness and start kindling the flame. Be like the sons of Issachar, those who understood the times and knew what to do. Don't just react. Respond. Don't just prepare for survival. Prepare for revival. God is not nervous. He is not guessing. He has not been caught off guard by missiles or media. He still sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and the nations are as dust on his scales. Iran doesn't write history. Israel doesn't control prophecy. He does. And he has called you to stand, not in confusion but in commission. So now, Storybot Chronicles community, those who crave biblical wisdom in the final hours of this age, rise. Not in fear, not in frenzy, but in faith. This is not a drill. This is not another video. This is the trumpet call. Your alarm. Your moment. And if this message stirred you, don't let it be a passing feeling. Let it become fuel. Let it burn into prayer, into action, into holy fire. Because the clock is ticking. The Spirit is moving. Israel is the timepiece. But you are the response.